Jim Cramer, you called Intel a national treasure but said give it a rest. But is this enough of a rest?
Pay attention to Friday. This man is going to be meeting with President Trump.
These are the three next stocks to be worth $1 trillion.
Mark my words, guys. If Micron sees a substantial pullback, and I mean not a 5-10%, I'm talking like a 20, 30, 40% drawdown.
Trump has officially arrived in China, along some of the biggest tech and semiconductor CEOs in the world, including Nvidia, Apple, Micron, Intel, Qualcomm. The list goes on, and honestly, this trip is reminding investors just how connected the AI industry still is to China. Because despite all the AI hype and semiconductor optimism, these companies still rely heavily on China for manufacturing, supply chains, and revenue. And if tensions between the US and China ever escalate again, semiconductor stocks could get very volatile very fast. Let's see what people have to say about this.
If you're trading in the stock market this week, you need to understand what the Nvidia ban means for you and the overall broader market for the remainder of the year. Now, China told all their top tech companies like Alibaba and ByteDance to no longer buy Nvidia AI chips and to cancel all existing orders. Nvidia stock did not take this news well, and it showed a deep decline. This is huge for the overall market because Nvidia is the most valuable company in the world. Now, if you're worried how this is going to affect, let me break it down to you. This is nonsense. This is noise. Nvidia has now become a pawn in the US-China trade war. The timing of this is too coincidental, as both companies are having trade talks this week, and China are just using this excuse as leverage that they don't really need Nvidia chips, when in reality they do, because Nvidia chips are so much farther ahead of their domestic chips. Now, what this means for you, pay attention to Friday. This man is going to be meeting with President Trump this Friday, and we'll determine kind of how dovish these two guys get along. We need them to get along in order for Nvidia to start selling their chips. And once Nvidia gets the ball rolling, expect the rest of this market to follow along. This is going to be the greatest bull market of all time. See you guys tomorrow.
So what this video means, Nvidia's position going into this US-China meeting is pretty complicated. Because on one hand, America wants to stay ahead of the AI race, but on the other side, Nvidia still wants to get access to China pretty badly. Because China used to be a massive market for Nvidia and AI chips. And Jensen Huang has repeatedly warned that if America cuts China off completely, China will simply accelerate its own AI chip industry through companies like Huawei. That's why Jensen Huang is traveling at the end moment with Trump to China. I mean, it's quite a big deal. Investors are now wondering, could this eventually lead to softer restrictions on certain AI chips? And this matters for the entire semiconductor sector. Because over here, Nvidia sits right at the center of AI infrastructure, memory demand, data centers, and semiconductor growth. So if relations improve, that could be bullish for Nvidia, Micron, Qualcomm, Apple, Intel, and all the semiconductor stocks overall. But if tensions increase again, export restrictions could be there, supply chain problems, volatility. I mean, it could hit the sector pretty hard. And that's why investors are watching this meeting very closely right now. Let's see what the next person has to say about this.
These are the three next stocks to be worth $1 trillion. First stock is AMD. People are starting to realize that AMD is a key player in this AI build out. Data center revenue is booming at $5.8 billion, which is up 57% year over year. And they have a huge catalyst with Meta to deploy 6 gigawatts of AMD's GPUs. Second stock is Micron. It's honestly crazy to see Micron approaching $1 trillion, but everyone's starting to realize that memory is a huge bottleneck right now. And Micron's been sold out of capacity for the entire year of 2026. Micron's profit margins just hit 57%, which is insane, and they are about to print a ton of cash. Third stock is JP Morgan. Their investment banking fees jumped 28%, and their payments division, which is just one division, hit $5.1 billion in revenue. JP Morgan is just a financial fortress, and they continue to print cash no matter what economy we're in.
So basically what he's saying here is that Wall Street is starting to believe that AI could create the next wave of trillion-dollar companies. The first company that he mentions is AMD. For a long time, Nvidia dominated the AI conversation, and there still are. But now investors are realizing that AMD is becoming a serious player in the data AI centers as well. That's why AMD's data center revenues has been growing pretty fast. And the Meta partnership matters because both of these companies are spending billions in building AI infrastructure. The more AI servers that get deployed, the more GPU companies like AMD can sell. Then he talks about Micron. This is where things get really interesting. Most people focus on GPUs like Nvidia, but the AI systems also need massive amounts of memory. That's where Micron comes in. He calls a memory bottleneck because AI demand is growing faster than supply, meaning there aren't enough advanced memory chips to satisfy demand right now. And if Micron is already sold out into 2026, that tells investors how intense the AI boom has become. He also mentions profit margins hitting 57%, which basically means Micron is making a lot of money on every chip sold. That usually happens when demand becomes extremely strong. And now let's jump into what people are thinking of the AI business right now since Trump is in China.
Mark my words, guys, if Micron sees a substantial pullback, and I mean not a 5-10%, I'm talking like a 20, 30, 40% drawdown during this run-up, I'm going to go in heavier, right? Heavier. But for now, I'm just waiting. I'm being patient. Even if that means, I miss out on some more gains. It is what it is. It is what it is, right? If you're sitting on, let's say your account's 100K, you're in a bunch of cash, right? And you want to go all in, right? The time to have
I totally agree with him. Like, if I see like more dips, me personally, I'm going all in.
gone all in was when we were buying Micron back here on this dip. Remember that, guys? Our lowest buy was $326 a share. That was the time to go all in, make that big bet. And if you're going all in here, again, you're playing with, fire, in my opinion. I would dollar cost average, be a little bit more safe about it. Because this type of momentum to the upside, I know it seems like it's never going to pull back, but this type of momentum could easily happen on the downside as well. And mark my word, look, I've been doing this for 10 years plus, and for me, I've seen this happen before, time and time again, where stocks get, in euphoria, I've seen stocks get to euphoric levels, and a lot of the time, man, it ends kind of ugly. But what makes this time different is the fact that we're seeing their EPS shoot through the roof, the memory super cycle, the AI infrastructure boom, the whole AI trade, the whole AI boom. That makes this time potentially different, but that doesn't necessarily, negate the fact that we've gone up so much. Market mechanics, the market seems a bit broken now, right? But that, I still think we're due for a pullback, right? I still think the market will give us a pullback, and I'm being patient for it. Right? What do you guys think?
What he's basically saying is, even though he's bullish on Micron long term, he still believes that the stock could see a very painful pullback first. And honestly, this is something a lot of newer investors don't fully understand. Stocks can be a great long-term business and still cash 20%, 30%, or even 40% during overheated rallies. That's what he means by euphoria. When investors become convinced a stock can only go higher, people start chasing momentum without caring about risk anymore. And honestly, that's when markets become dangerous. He's also explaining something important about timing. He says the best time to go aggressive was during their earlier dip, not after the stock has already exploded higher. Because when momentum stocks go vertical, risk increases dramatically. That's why he prefers dollar cost averaging now instead of going all in. Dollar cost averaging basically means buying slowly over the time instead of making one massive bet. That helps reduce risk if the stock suddenly pulls back. Now, the reason he still likes Micron long term is because this AI cycle might actually be real, and AI infrastructure spending, memory demand, data centers, and semiconductor profits are exploding right now. That's why he says this time could be different. But at the same time, he also understands market psychology. Even strong AI trends don't stop stocks from from becoming overheated in the short term. And when stocks rise too fast, the market often needs a correction to cool things down again. So overall, his message is basically, yes, the AI memory boom could continue long term, but investors should respect risk, stay patient, and understand that momentum can reverse pretty quickly. Let's see what the next person has to say about this.
I've been buying Apple stock as one of the individual stocks from our portfolio, and I'm literally going to do it for the rest of my life. It doesn't make any sense not to. Apple is one of the biggest innovative companies I've ever seen. The fact that I've bought an iPhone 5C and I'm currently on the iPhone 17 just says a lot. They make a product that I feel like consumers are going to literally buy no matter what, and their stock price has continued to rise because of it. Personally, this is one of my biggest individual stock holdings, and I'm going to continue to hold it. What's your thoughts on Apple? Make sure you let me know down below.
What he's basically saying here is that Apple has become one of those companies that people simply keep using for years and years. And that's a huge reason many long-term investors love the stock. So Apple created an ecosystem that keeps customers locked in. People buy iPhones, AirPods, MacBooks, Apple Watches, iCloud services, and once someone enters that ecosystem, they usually continue upgrading for years. That creates a very consistent revenue for Apple. Now, what makes this especially interesting right now is the China situation. Tim Cook is currently in China with Trump and with other several major tech CEOs. And that makes matters a lot for Apple investors, because Apple is probably one of the most China-dependent companies in the world. Because China is critical for manufacturing, supply chains, iPhone production, and consumer sales. A huge portion of Apple products are still assembled in China. So even though America wants stronger domestic manufacturing, Apple still heavily relies on China operationally. That's why investors watch US-China relations so closely. If tensions improve, that's generally positive for Apple and semiconductor stocks. But if tensions escalate again, Apple could face supply chain disruptions, manufacturing risks, there's tariffs, or political pressure that could impact the entire tech sector. The other interesting thing about Apple right now is AI. Unlike companies like Nvidia, Apple isn't spending tens and billions building giant AI data centers. Instead, Apple may benefit by integrating those AI features into devices that billions of people already use. So overall, the bull case for Apple is massive brand loyalty, recurring upgrades, huge cash flows, strong ecosystem, and potential AI integration later on. But investors also need to understand that Apple's future is deeply connected to China and global supply chains. Let's see what the next person has to say about this meet.
Jim Cramer, you called Intel a national treasure but said give it a rest. But is this enough of a rest?
There'll be some clown who downgrades it. I was on the conference call, and there are a lot of guys who are really angry. Usually, they look at it, they stew over the weekend, they go home, and they come back, and someone downgrades it, and that's when you get a chance. Remember, the problem was not demand, it was supply. They were not able to meet the demand. If it was not able to have a lot of demand and they had too much supply, whoa, yes, I'd say sell. But it's the opposite. So people, calm down and stop selling. Recognize that you're going to take a little pain for maybe 1 or 2 days, but then wow.
Calm down and stop selling, but don't buy yet.
No, it just look, if you were smart enough to be able to get out right here and buy it back 2.5 points later, God love you.
When are you going to start buying it?
I would like to buy AMD because AMD is going to have just a bang up quarter.
So AMD over Intel right now.
Yes.
What about SanDisk and Western Digital and some of these other high performers?
111%, Caroline. If you think that I buy stocks up 111% for the year, then you have not studied thestreet.com.
Would you buy Micron?
I love Sanjay Mehrotra, I really do, but I told Sanjay, listen, this one's too hot, buddy. It's too hot.
Jim Cramer, you called Intel a national treasure but said give it a...
What Jim Cramer is saying, he's basically saying is that the semiconductor market is becoming extremely emotional right now. He starts with Intel. Even though Intel has problems in the past, he still calls it a national treasure because Intel is considered a strategically important company for the America's semiconductors future. The important part is Intel's issue right now isn't the lack of demand. It's actually supply and execution problems, meaning there is a strong interest in the chips and AI infrastructure, but Intel has struggled to manufacture and deliver efficiently enough. That's why some investors still believe that, Intel could recover long term if execution improves. But then Kramer shifts to AMD. And this is important. He basically says AMD currently looks stronger because of AI demand for GPUs and data centers. It's exploding. So investors believe that AMD could post very strong earnings. Then he talks about SanDisk, Micron, and memory stocks. And this is where the warning sign begins. He says some of the stocks have become too hot. What it means, the stocks have moved up so aggressively that expectations are now extremely high. This is something new investors often miss. A company can still be growing fast, making huge profits, benefiting from AI, and still become overvalued short term. That's why Kramer sounds cautious about memory stocks, because when stocks go up 100% very quickly, investors start chasing momentum. The FOMO increases and emotions take over. And historically, that's when volatility gets pretty dangerous. So overall, his message is basically that AI demand is real, semiconductor growth is real, companies like AMD, Intel, Micron, SanDisk are benefiting from it. But some semiconductor stocks may be running too far, too fast. And when markets become euphoric, even strong companies can experience very sharp pullbacks. So if you ask me what are my final thoughts, so overall, I think the biggest thing investors need to understand right now is this: the AI boom is real, but so is the risk. AI infrastructure spending is there. There's semiconductors, memory chips, data centers, GPUs, all are growing incredibly fast. But at the same time, a lot of these stocks have already moved very aggressively. And when markets move this emotional and euphoric, pullbacks can happen much faster than people expect. That doesn't mean that the AI trend is over. It just means investors need to stay disciplined, manage risk, and not blindly chase hype. So the important thing is you got to do your own due diligence and understand what you own and be patient. And if you guys enjoyed this video and if you want to see what I'm doing with my portfolio, what are the things I'm selling, what are the things I'm looking out for, then join me at Finance with Bera. Over there, you get to see me do everything, my entire portfolio live. So I'll see you over there.